Round 3, we've got the choice, playing first and keeping. 1 drop, good removal, both colors, siege worm, excellent hand. Opponent mulls to 5, which is always helpful. All right, very good draw there. Get the chieftain out. All right. I'd say we're in pretty good shape now. So here's the plan. We're going to be lightning striking the rats, not the Scudder, so I can continue to attack into him with the chieftain. And we're going to be dropping a Netcaster Spider next turn, so we get good use of mana as well. Jeez. And then we can start pounding out the siege worms. Yeah, this hand just turned out really nicely, very nicely. Especially with our opponent mulling to 5. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for much better. All right. And we're just going to eat him alive at this point. I was going to die anyway. Could get out the Frenzied Goblin. Otherwise, I can deal an extra 3 damage to him. 6, 7... I think I'd actually rather play the Frenzied Goblin, because then next turn I can still attack with the Chieftain, plus get a Siege Worm out technically. It just seems better. Or get rid of a blocker, of course. Alright. So, got lucky there. He had to mull to 5. He saw a few tools at our disposal. He's blue-black. We saw Flyer, so Plummet is a real option. He probably, could have some Carrion Crows in there as well as a Necrogen Scudder. I'm trying to think if there's plenty of Flyers in blue too. I think Plummet is probably a safe bet since we've already seen a Flyer. Other than that, I think we could probably wait a little bit. So maybe we just cut, you can cut Primodox, you can cut a Siege Worm, both of which are fine to cut. Primodox does have the synergies. Siege Worm's got the, overall power. Synergy versus overall power. Which one do I like more? I think Primodox might actually be worse in this match. I'm trying to think why. I think it's worse because of bounce. Like, it's really rough if you play a Primodox and you bounce your Living Totem, and then they're just like, yeah, okay, Peel from Reality. Now your Primodox is gone too. Your 2 creatures set back, and any bonus you got from your Living Totem is probably gone. So, plus, it's just so many 4-drops that it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But let's bring in the Plummet. Let's try this out, see how it works, and we'll see you game 2. Six lands and a Curd Chieftain. This hand could pan out really bad for us. We don't have a play until turn 4. If we just draw lands, it's a terrible hand. Then again, if I mulligan, it's kind of a tough spot, actually. I have to think about this logically. Let me think about it for a sec. All right, I'll think out loud. So 6 lands in hand, which means 11 lands remaining. So right there's a 33.3% chance that we're just drawing lands right off the bat. But that does mean that there's, what, a 66% chance that I'm drawing spells? And we're on the draw. I'm going to try it. It's not a good hand. It's really not a good hand. I just don't want to mulligan and have to go down to 5 needlessly. So we'll see if he gets a powerhouse start. Typhoid Rat's pretty good, but that's not like, the end-all be-all. I'd rather him play 1/1s than curve out with hopefully he just doesn't curve out, but we'll find out, I guess. All right, no 2-drop. That's good news. Plummet. So if he plays the Scudder, at least I've got a nice protection barrier there. Or a Carrion Crow even. Either one. And I'll bust the Plummet for sure. Hopefully a flyer. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Could not have asked for a better thing for him to play there, to be honest. He basically just lost 3 life. All right. The land draw there, not as devastating since at least he doesn't have the Necrogen Scudder. And I imagine the Curd Chieftain is going to make him keep his Typhoid Rats back, so at least we have that going for us. But we are going to have to figure out a way to kill Typhoid Rats. We've got both Lightning Strike and Cone of Flame in the deck, which are both pretty legitimate outs. All right, that's actually really good too. So now we kind of need the old Cone of Flame to really flip this game around, I think. Cone of Flame off the top, and I feel like we could easily win this. I hope he attacks with the rats. That would be ideal, obviously, but nope. All right, God, Cone of Flame would be so devastating against him right now. Man, that's tough. That is really tough. Sadly, yeah, I guess we play Chieftain number 2 and pass. I mean, I could attack into the rats. I just don't like it. Like Cone of Flame, once again. This game's over. We just take out his whole board. At least I can crack in next turn and pump, so I can at least trample over top the Death Touch, but it's got some good evasion going on, which is pretty good against us since we have low removal. I don't think we have any artifact creatures to block a Curse Spirit either, which is definitely a big issue. Alright, so he's just cracking in for 6, which is very good, no doubt. Cone of Flame. Keep saying it because it's absolute truth. Cannot ask for a better way to flip this game. Yeah, that's too bad. Alright, so I think we got to crack in. Go over top of the rats with trample, which is the best we can do. So we're also Titanic Growth away, since with 7 mana we could give trample plus give +4/+4. I mean, I guess he could just Flesh to Dust this, but Cone of Flame, Titanic Growth, Gather Courage technically if this is unblocked. Inferno Fist I think would even do it. Inferno Fist would be great since I could at least kill an attacker, but I guess at this point I'm at too low of a life total to hope to get value out of that. Alright. Not quite. Tried my best. Didn't quite do it. Not enough. Disappointing loss. Hopefully in game 3 I'll be wiser, I guess, and keep a better hand. Alright, well, it turned out he had the outs anyway, so no reason to show him spells. We are absolutely dead. Alright, so it was a bad keep, I guess, sadly. I just didn't want to go to 6, and get the hand that had like 1 land in it. And then you have to go to 5, and when you go to 5, when you have as much mid-range as we do, you're in big trouble. You get some real bad distribution hands there. Like if you're a deck that's like all 1 and 2 drops, there's no problem with snap mulling that hand. But when you've got that many 4 drops, 3 7 drops, very dangerous to mulligan with this deck. Don't know what to say. I guess Plummet did pay off, so I might as well keep it in. But it's a chance he could take out the Scudder here. I gotta hope for a good hand. I don't know what else to say. I gotta keep a hand if it's a 6 or maybe even a 5 lander, or I gotta just really draw nice. No green source here makes this hand very dangerous, but at the same time I have the Lightning Strike. I think I'm gonna keep it. It's not that dangerous of a keep because I've got 9 green sources. As long as I just don't draw red sources for the rest of the game, I should be okay. I think the Lightning Strike is what honestly makes this hand keepable. That looks familiar. There's a good draw. Let's bust out the Spider here. Next turn we get the Chieftain, so that's good. Very happy about that. Very pleased with that forest draw there. We'll bust the Chieftain out. No attacks from the Spider, because I can Lightning Strike the Rats if I have to, so I'd rather do that. I guess I could have attacked. Maybe he wouldn't want to block because of the Chieftain, but I'd rather just keep the integrity of my creatures as much as possible since, you know, he's likely got, well, we know he's got Flesh of Dust, but we don't, I mean, he hasn't played his blue source yet either, which is good for us, but I'm trying to think of all the blue spells I've seen from him. I think he's primarily a black deck. This is going to be an amazing turn for us if this pans out. Yeah. So now we play Bloodseeker. Lightning Strike this dude. And then we've just got just a monster army. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is insane. Get in for 10. So we just 50% them on turn, what was that, 4? Turn 4, or turn 5, because we played that last turn. So turn 5, 50% of his life. Even if he gets the Flesh of Dust mana at this point, he's got to just do it like right now, and then we still get some really nice aggression in. Especially if he plays a creature, because then I can Inferno Fist, kill it, boost him again. Alright, Crippling Blight, that makes sense. And Witch's Familiar. So we get a land here, we're fine, yeah. So now I can Inferno Fist, but it seems kind of pointless, I guess. There's no real reason to, with the Curd Chieftain buff. Next turn, if he devotes all his mana to Flesh to Dust, our Curd Chieftain, we get Inferno Fist, attack, and sack it. So we're in pretty good shape here. Yeah, that's just going to be game. Guess he could have Ulcerate. I didn't think about that. But Ulcerate would have taken him to 2 as well. All right, so we got there. That's nice. Game 2, I kept the 6-lander, probably unwise. Our deck is very powerful. Like I said, I really hate those decisions because if I mull to 6 and I get the 1-lander, it's just so much more devastating to a deck that's as mid-rangey as mine is than it would be for a deck that just, you know, has tons of 1 and 2 drops where they can keep a 1-lander and not get punished, but this deck cannot keep a 1-lander and hope to you know, do anything. So Flood doesn't punish the mid to late game decks as much, but I don't know. It's a tough spot, but I knew the deck was very good. We had a very good removal suit. We had excellent creatures, pretty good curve. Ended up going 2-1. The bane of my existence is Broodkeeper. I think I'm 100% lost every time I've played against that card. So I gotta, I don't know, do better against the Broodkeeper decks or build my own someday. All right, we'll see you guys for the next draft.